Hey there. Back with the early access game of TerraTech. Last time I built, not that one, but all of the other towers that are in the general vicinity. And this time I want to get into the base design a little bit, finally, after so many parts. I will need to get more stuff, but that'll... Oh wait, I don't even have a generator. It will have to wait, though. Because I really need to get something done. I mean, just look at this nonsense. It's not even a proper tech. But it's fine. Let's see now. What do we have here? Oh my, some 3-pounders would be nice. Some rockets. Oh, the price of this thing. And one of my towers just killed something. How do I know it? Because my money went up for no reason whatsoever. Either that or that thing worked. But that's... I don't really know. So what else do we have here? Something interesting, something important, something that could make a difference. Not really. I do want to get a couple batteries though. Just because you can never have enough batteries. Ah, this is a terrible, terrible thing to do. I'll throw them off anyway. Oh man. These things are the most important things in the bloody world. But I can't buy them really. And I will buy the 3-pounders just because they are general issue goodness. So, as I said, I want to get building and make a base. Which means that I will probably build it somewhere around... yeah, exactly where this bloody thing is. Figures. Well, this outcropping is in the way. Exactly and perfectly in the way. So I'll have to get rid of that first of all. I can already start building though, because I may not have any generators, but I always go with solars anyway, so I will start with an anchor here. It doesn't really matter what I do. Normally I would anchor it with either the solar generators or the hydro generator, but in this case I need to do something a little bit more specific. I can't build the generators first because I need to build them in a specific way, which means like where the hell are they? Here they are. Like this. Sunflower garden. Okay, great. I mean, this is kind of the reason why I didn't really want to do the whole base thing first and then just get into the rest of the game, kind of. Because right now I'm getting kills, I'm not doing anything. I could just farm here forever. It would be slow and it would be bloody useless, but it would work. But anyway, I already got rid of my black hole thing. No, I didn't. I put it over here. God damn it, I'm blind and stupid. Well, this is the basic spot. Yeah, so I need to put some things on it in order to let it work the way it's supposed to work. I'll use these things even though they are not really better in any way other than the range than the normal ones, but the range will be important in this because it's the main base. Also, it's kind of a waste to build it over here, but that's, I mean, I specifically built it on the cliff so that I could hit both the lower end and the upper end. It should work out the way I intended to, I hope. Anyway, I also need to put a repair bubble on this thing. Let's see if this works. And it does. It will have to do for now. As a beginning, why the hell not? So what am I looking for in a base? Let's talk about the actual usefulness and design values and so on and so forth. You know, all this. The things that probably should be assessed. Also, I'll just put this thing over here. Yeah, mining devices. Much better for mining stuff. Who would have ever thought? Heal me! So what am I looking for in a base? Well, most important, arcs. Most importantly, I'm looking for building manufacture, so a system that would build all of the instruments of doom that I require for my world domination. Yeah. It's kind of funny that you're actually trying to do that here, but I mean... Wow, this is weird. Anyway... This is big. Okay. So first of all, I'll just chuck in a terminal or something like that, because these things actually have their own inventory, and I see they even made it unique, so it's actually worth it now to build one terminal for each of the how do you call them? Factions. Yeah, factions. That's the word I was looking for. Huh. Interesting. This is quite good inventory. I will need a buttload of these, but I can't get nearly enough right now, so it'll have to wait. And over here I have absolutely nothing. Zippo. Nothing. So back to my actual inventory and all the things I have. First of all, you can build starting with the things that you actually want to have at the beginning, thanks to all of the wonderful things that, you know, make it possible. But to be honest, I prefer to build from the end anyway. Conveyor. Yep, this is kind of good. So that, and this will go horribly wrong in 3, 2, 1, and go right there. Yep. Exactly as expected. Well, can't really do anything about that. It just doesn't work when you put it like that, because it's too close and it tries to make it work as much as possible. So, this could do what I needed to do. Anyway, the important thing here is that I need cannons, duh, and I need them to be able to accept everything. Actually, you know what? I'll think about it first and then I'll get into the design, because I would probably run into problems and have to figure them out and so on and so forth. I actually need a plan, so be right back. Alright, I made a very rough plan, but it's gonna need a lot of work anyway. So right now I'll just have to deal with it, I suppose. This in itself is a little bit overcomplicated already. Also, this needs to be closer. I'll just jam one over here. Okay, that's not the way I want it to be. And that's absolutely not the way I want it to be. That's the way. And this is not necessary. So, come on. I am going to go for a little bit of a weird design. I already made 2-lane full silo things and stuff like that, which was a little bit interesting, but not really necessary. In my opinion, it was unnecessarily complicated and all that stuff, but this time I want to do something completely and utterly different. It will still have everything, because that's kind of the way I have to have everything, otherwise I get a mad fit of madness. But it will... oh, goddammit. No! Yeah, good. And I switched the polarity, which is terrible. Okay. Now then. These are the refineries, the last block, the final segment of the whole thing. This is way too many conveyors compared to what I actually need, but it makes it possible, and I just don't have to worry about as many things. The problem is I don't have nearly enough silos, but I will finish it later. I mean, right now I just have to make the skeleton and test it if it even works at all, whatever. I always build my bases in a segment fashion. I throw down the necessary segments and then try to create it based on that plan, the whole base. And well, it's always worked so far, so I guess I'll just go with that. Even this time, when it's actually supposed to be something that's mine, and I will stand by it and stuff like that. Make a fool out of myself. So, I created the refinery and Matryoshka segments, and I don't have a very important thing, but they sell them here and they are cheap. I knew they would be cheap, because I always need to buy them. They don't really appear that commonly in the world, after all. It's not 3-pounders or any other weapons. But I'm getting a little bit out of the topic here. I should probably make it so that this thing actually gets some coverage. I mean, this thing has 4, this should also have 4. Alright then. I mean 3, but nah, it's 4 actually, so it's okay. Alright, well this is the Matryoshka and refinery segment, which is the final one. I always end it with that. And this time I want to make something a little bit different, so I'll just make a little bit of a tail here for later, but I want to do this. Now you can't really make it too compact, because if I threw a conveyor here it would just mess everything up, so there has to be one space at least. And these refineries, they just take everything, which is not a good idea now that I think of it. This is a terrible design which will make a lot of flaws. That said, I'll make it like this. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do the thing. I mean, stuff that can be refined will go into the refineries and then move on. Since the refineries are way too slow to do anything, to do the full conveyor capacity, I always put 2, which there are 2. And this is a alternator which switches it up, and since it switches it up, it actually works quite well. I also need one over here so that it wouldn't go towards the conveyors. And that's for components, because I don't want to have components matryoshkat. Now if already refined chunks get over here, they will pass by the refinery and into the matryoshka, so it's good. It works. Okay, fine. Glad I worked that out. That would have been a bloody disaster once the whole thing started working. Okay, now that's something I don't want, so right click to turn it around. Oh, no. I thought there would be some options, but there are no options. Okay, good. So there's a tail, there's a thing over here, and here's the fabricator segment. So of course I need to create a silo here, which will be the component silo. Alright, so this is too small and I need to add some conveyors. I may have to clear up rocks as well though. We'll see. I use a big silo for this nonsense, but it doesn't really matter, you know. So now the filtering block will chunk out the components and send them back. Now I need fabricators, each and every one of them. This is a simple base, so it will all be in one section. You could, if you wanted to, just split it up, or make even 2 branches and stuff like that. I mean, I already tested that you can make a double branched base from one set of silos, which was utter mess, and it was hugely complex, and it was just completely pain in the butt to design and stuff like that. I only created that to make a point, and yeah, the point was made and I never want to do it again. I actually want to make it like this. Yeah, why not? That doesn't hurt anything, so I'll go with that. It's always important to check what things connect to what, and to make sure that you want them to connect, because otherwise you're left with a mess, and it's, you can imagine, not fun. Alright, Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a pain in the butt because it never aligns itself properly. Wow, I actually got it in the second try, but I wanted to be aligned differently. So the fat black thing to the back. Yep, good. Okay. And this can also be... No, it cannot. It has fewer attach points, so it cannot be turned even if I wanted to. And some more conveyors. Now this is wonderful, and all I have to do now is... Actually, wait a second. Oh yeah, there are some components that require multi-stage processing. I almost forgot about that. Which means that I'll have to pass it beyond, because my design was flawed. I was intending to put this feedback, the component stage first, right in front of the fabricators, and the component factory more to the front of the fabrication process, which means further back in this sense, in the building sense, but that just wouldn't work at all. Wait, what? Oh yeah, the black hole. I almost thought I messed something up horribly. That's good. So now I just need to find the component factory. Come on, it's up here somewhere. Get furnace. It's a big burly building, and I can't remember how it's oriented and stuff like that, so I need to check it before I build the rest of the base over here. Okay. That is enough space, in which case I will just connect it like so and continue it this way. All of the orientations right now are good, and all I have to do now is have the friggin' building. Where is it again? God damn it, I lost it. I just had it. No! Alright. Now I can fit a couple of these here. What's important is that I have the... No. It has way too many points that it can attach itself. You see that? I could have it... Oh, come on. Yeah, like this. I want it like this. And I also want to put these nonsenses over here and attach them. Do I have 3? I may not have 3 and 4, but that's fine. I can always go back to it. I mean, there's plenty of things I still need to do later. So, that's the component stage. It will pick up the chunks it needs and push them on as specialized parts. The important thing here is that I can put another one over here into the loop, and I can also put these things, the dongles, the things that actually allow for more sophisticated parts on it, so I'm actually not blocked in any way by this design. It's fully expandable, and that's an important thing for me, at least. Now then, the next part is refineries. Now this is a little bit... No, it's actually a shitload of pain in the head, but it's not a good thing for me here. This whole base, as you can see, is just the right height to be in the way, but not nice and even with the ground, and it's like floating in the air. It's wonderful. I love it. I could raise it up in the air, but at this point I just can't really. Wait a second, I could... Wow! Wait a minute. You can save this whole thing and move it thanks to the changes they've made. Like, I could make a snapshot and then move it, which is great, but there is still one slight problem. That's if I wanted to I'll actually get rid of this thing. Pop. If I actually wanted to change the whole, like this one bit, this one tiny piece, the conveyor in the middle that connects it all, if I wanted to switch it up, it would break the whole right half, so there's always room for improvement in the game and in my designs. Anyway, I was built too quickly, so I'm to blame. Let's move on with this thing. What is this? Fuel gauge, power gauge, interesting. These are all nice things, but I want to add more conveyors, of course, because it's far from done. Now this thing actually needs to go back. This is a very specific thing that I decided to add based on my past experiences. And it connects to the silos. Now I need to create a design for the silos, because that's the thing that now waits for me to build. Oh, before the silos there's the refineries, and I was talking about them and then I got sidetracked. So I would always build like two and branch them, but it didn't work. It just wouldn't work because I messed it up, and the problem with the refineries is that, as I said already, they only accept half the conveyor potential. So you need to split them up, but when you would alternate them, it would mess up the actual programming of the whole thing, which is basically what the base is built upon. It can build automatically stuff what you want, so if you have a silo, it will ask for the proper materials from the silos, and it will take the refineries into account and automatically build everything, even the components necessary for that thing you're building. It just doesn't work when you have alternators in between, so that kind of blew it for me. That should be okay, because that's the whole point of this bypass branch that I'm building, so that the actual materials for building stuff wouldn't pass through when I have full silo and I need to sell them. So that this part, you know, the last part, after the fabricators, there's this alternator, and that goes into the refineries and then into matryoshkas. That's the point of it. That's pretty much it. We'll see how it works once I actually test it, but that's my point here. One refinery should be enough thanks to that, but I will build another one just before the whole as you can see, it's connected to the branch that's coming back from the components silo. You can notice that I put them in this orientation. If you put them the other way around, it can cause a little bit of a mess, because you're taking it from a lateral space. Like if I put it like this, you're picking it up from this conveyor and then you're putting it on this conveyor, so it can create a mess at times. It depends on your design. And now for the grand silos. This is an important part here, and I can't screw it up. And that's mainly because of the way I built that overflow segment, I will call it, you know, this part over here. I want the overflow to work properly, so I need to connect all of the silos on it. No, I don't need to put silos on it. I need to put the overflow on it. That's a big difference. Yeah, the silos need to be connected, each and every one of them, to this, the main segment. So I want to build the silos. Where are they? Where are the goddamn silos? Come on, I had them over here somewhere. I know I did. Oh, here they are. I don't have enough of them in my opinion, but I don't remember the exact amount of resources here. So I need to connect each and every one of them. Aha, I see. Each and every one of them, which means I need to put it outwards like this. And the overflow needs to be right there. So this is perfect. This is the best preparation I could have created, in my opinion. No. One more. Like this. Okay. I'm sorry if this is a mess for you, but I need to make sure I do this properly. So, silos. And this is good, yeah. Each silo will have a different thing inside it, which means that I will connect these up to them, and these need to be connected to the main input branch, which is this thing. Alright, and let's actually check the number of resources I've got here. Fiberwood, rubber jelly, Lumbit. I need at least 10 in my if my mathematics aren't failing me, which they most probably are. You know, I'm not a mathematician. Alright, so I still need to do this, and I need to get this a little bit outwards as well. I can make it flat or put it a little bit more to the towards the, you know, that way or that way. That's my two choices over here. I think I'll go with the that way one, because it's closer to the trading station, and I'm already that way quite far, and I don't really want to go farther than I already am. So like this, and this is also quite good for demonstration purposes. Multi-level bases. Oh yes. Now this is a very important part that they added quite a while ago, and it makes base building much more complex, which is always good, right? I can build it like this, which I will do now, and you can also make jump things, you know, actually I'll use both of them. So over here I'll actually go with this one, and where's the normal one? You can make it higher by just adding onto it in this orientation. It works. You can make it as tall as you want to, up to a certain limit that I'm not aware of. I never hit it. And then you end it by adding this thing. It works great, you know, and you can really get high up with No issues whatsoever. And then there's also this thing which is the usual normal way of doing it as well, but it's diagonal. I don't know what else to say about it. It's diagonal. Now, I did make this a little bit too early. I need to build it later, because I'm going to, as you already figured by now probably, I'm going to just do the same thing over... Ah, goddammit, that was wrong. I had it in the right orientation as well. That's the one. Okay. Yeah, that actually works. Now, there is a little bit of a problem with this design, as you may think. But I don't really. I can always just add another one over here. No, wait a second. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work because it's too close together. If you link silos... Damn it, I actually messed it up, didn't I? Yeah, I did. If you link silos, they will communicate and transport things one to each other, which means that I need to go to hell like this. But that still doesn't work, so I need to move this whole thing, shift it. Oh man, this is complicated. Gotta do it right, you know. Oh, damn it. Another one. Well, this is a horrible thing. I can't have it next to conveyor belts because then it will pick up everything. That's the worst case scenario right there. That's it. Alright, that's a little bit fixed-ish. Now then, I wanted to put something on this side. I'll have to move it both of the ways I spoke of. Now I have 4, which I started with. God damn it. I'm not sure that it would communicate and put it all together, but it might, and that would be the worst thing that can happen. I don't want it to happen. This is the safe way to do it. I set 10 right, so I need to put a couple more. I'll put one more over here. And one more over here. Here and... yeah, like that. I don't have enough silos though, so it doesn't matter anyway. I'll have to finish it up later. Right now, I just... oh, goddammit. You know what? I can't be bothered. I need to set up the conveyors anyway, so if I do this... all the way, and then I pick the silo and just do this, it works. I was wasting time right there for no reason whatsoever. I also want to put these on. Alright then, so fiberwood, jelly, plummet, titanite, luxite. This is carbide. This will be olate. This is rhodite. ignite, and I'm missing one. Well, that's just fantastic. It doesn't matter though, I mean this setup is almost finished and all I have to do is add one. Which I will just do, it doesn't really mean anything to the design. Alright then, so moving on. This is the stockpile, you might call it. And as I said, I will build everything over here. Yeah, that's set up, and the most important thing here is probably, oh god damn it, I need to do it here this way. That's just fantastic. That's the way. The important thing for me here is just connecting everything up. Other than that, it's going to go well. So like this, like that. That's it, good. And now to continue, I need to actually make it, yeah, that's the right way, and that's the right way, and that's what I needed. Okay, so everything moves on from the stockpiles. The stockpiles are all connected to the main fabrication line, and that is also a regenerator. Well, regenerator is over here with the components. There is no regenerator of the resources here. There is an overflow. That's the word I was looking for. Overflow line that moves directly to the cell section. So that's that part of the design finished. And now I need to create the in part of the whole thing. As you can see, I'm missing the stockpiles here, but that doesn't really matter all that much. And the in part is going to have two main bits to it, and I ran out of conveyors, which is just amazing. I can always buy more over here. How much are they? They're cheap, so I'll just buy a bunch for no reason. For no reason. For no reason. I'm just wasting money. And some batteries as well. And that's it. Okay. Let's just go back to inventory now. And the two parts are scrappers, which have to be as far away as possible. Fortunately, this is as far away as possible. It should be far enough from the black hole here. So, I want a scrapper over here. That's venture scrapper. Now I want GSO scrapper as well. I'm not sure whether I have the yellow scrapper. I do. Great. That's wonderful. I can build them one atop each other because they only scrap their own factions things, so they will never scrap something that they're not supposed to scrap. Oh god damn it. Again with the Hawkeye and their awkward placing. They just never seem to want to face the right way. So many points. That's the one. See, the output is over there. It can't be connected unless you put that middle part on it. The other ones, they're connected automatically. Alright, so that's scrappers, and now I need to put in the main source, which is receivers. I don't have nearly enough receivers here. Yeah, I have these ones, but they're not that good. I'll have to use them anyway. I'll make a line and go from there. And this whole part will be the receivers. I could move the scrappers a little bit more to over here. This still works, and this is probably the best way to make it. And I can still move this over here. Could be too close to the black hole though. The black hole has a huge range, it's weird. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to put the black hole somewhere else. Far up and far away. Now this place, this one conveyor belt is a wonderful weakness of my whole structure. I'm sure you've noticed that already, but I'm not shielding this whole thing, and I'm not bubbling it in any other way as well. This is just basic bubble that I chopped on it for no reason whatsoever, apparently. How far does this go, actually? I don't want it to overlap with the scrappers, so that when I want to scrap stuff, I will scrap stuff, and when I don't want to scrap stuff, I won't scrap stuff. The second part of what I said is already done, because the fabricators are far enough from the scrappers. Now I just need to take care of the first part. Oh my. I'm not too sure if this is gonna work, but I'm willing to give it a try. This is just too great a range. My god. I need it to be quite a bit farther away than this. Weird. Oh no, that's the wrong way. Wrong spot. Alright, if I put it like this, it should be fine. Okay, that's good. And if I put it over here... Nope! Still not good. See? That's my point. Ah, goddammit, it's going to start chomping. Too bad. Oh, and it's refined stuffs. Well, it doesn't matter. Those things are refined, so they'll get sold, which means more money, which isn't that big of an issue. Huh. I mean, if I put it on the generator that's not there as of yet. Let me check. That should work. Yeah, that will work. So I'll just leave it there for now. Actually, I'll just take care of that once it's done. It's a good design step though, so I'm glad I could work that out. And now the last part, which is this. And that's the actual receiver. The main, some would argue with that, but the main way to gather resources into a base. The receivers. Now that's only if you gather, of course, because you're just putting in what you gathered, and that's basically it. But for me, it's the main part. I don't really use scrappers that much, unless I have really lots of something, and that's pretty pretty much the base build for now. I just need to get rid of these nonsenses. Okay. That's the base build for now. I'm not too unhappy with the receivers, even though they could have been done in a better fashion, and you know what, I guess I'll fix them. Something just occurred to me, but it's probably not the best way to do it, so I'll just do this. And go with the very basic and very simple way to do what I'm thinking of. Can I get any more of these? Oh wow, I can get many more of these. Okay. I said before that this is the perfect way to set up a base because I can't make it under the whole thing, and pretty much it's just wasteful because you're wasting a lot of space. Now, if I build this nonsense high enough, which I should have bought the other thing for, this one, since I already have the other half, I can lift it up, and after I've lifted it up, I can make a receiver that I can run under and pretty much get in range of all of the receivers at once by being under them, which saves space and all that, you know, efficiency, and it's just wonderful. Oh, this could also be interesting. By making a wall of receivers, it's facing the wrong way though. Well, I was just thinking that I could make a wall of receivers that faces... I'll just show you. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Basically something like this, where I make this line. If you know where I'm going with this. And now I just pretty much just do this. I mean, I'll go with it since I've never done it before, and it's worth the test, you know. It's not... It's a weird idea in my opinion, but it's worth the testing. I mean, I still get in range of it, and I'm not under it, but... it should have a similar effect. I just run right next to it, and I get a huge coverage of many parts at once. I kind of like this design. Not what I had in mind originally, but you know, I'm a chaotic person, so stuff like this happens. Alright, and one more, and that's it. As you can see, there are parts missing to this base. I am not bothered by it whatsoever, however, and I will just make a mining tech next time. Right now I built the basic base and went into some of the classic pitfalls of design for me and stuff like that. So next time I'll build a mining tech and talk about design of that and all of that. And maybe get into the crafting and stuff. I mean, I will clear this part a little bit and build some things, and you know, since building one tech is not enough, building the base was a little bit more of a challenge, but it's still a simple base anyway, and it's far from finished. So, see ya.